It's not just the poor man who is feeling it these days under the United Workers' Party. Political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party and Member of Parliament for Castries East, the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Party Chairman and Member of Parliament for Vieux-Fort North, the Honorable Moses Moussa Jean-Baptiste, former political leader, former Prime Minister, Parliamentary Representative for Vieux-Fort South, the Honorable Dr. Kenny D. Anthony, colleague parliamentarians, past and present, executive members, media practitioners, friends of labor, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is nice to see so many of you at the market steps tonight. And tonight, we are here to reflect on 3 years of governance, 3 years of political activities, 3 years of Alan Chasney leadership. But tonight, I address the market steps with mixed emotions. About 24 hours ago, a loyal sister to the cause of labor from the community of Oleon suddenly passed. Martina supported the Labour Party with all her heart and soul. We will miss her dearly. She will no longer be a part of our campaign. But you can rest assured that her memory will fuel the cause of labor in the constituency of Dennery North. My brothers and sisters, your presence here tonight indicates that you've understood and you are continuing to understand what is happening to our country today. We are being governed by the worst government in the history of St. Lucia. St. Lucia is being led today by the worst Prime Minister in the history of this country. And as I speak today, St. Lucia will come first in a number of areas. When you go to the various campuses of the University of the West Indies, St. Lucians are ranking amongst the best, and our students come first. Darren Sami is the first St. Lucian to captain the West Indies to 2 World Cup victories, another first. But tonight, if you are going to rank the prime ministers of the region in terms of those who are clueless and don't know what they're doing, St. Lucia will come first again, because Alan Chasney is the one that we're presenting to the region. And my brothers and sisters, 3 years have passed. Tomorrow will be the 6th of June. And Friday will be the 7th. And when we enter Friday, we will be inside the 4th year of the Alan Chasney administration. And all they have to show for 3 years is absolutely nothing. 3 wasted years of our time with absolutely nothing to show. They stopped the projects that were supposed to bring about growth in this country. Toutes ces projets à yo joindre that Labour Party déjà commencé, c'est plus gros projets. The majority of those projects were stopped. Except PTA, yo décidé pour quitter aller. Et ça qui était à trop fort en implementation, yo parlé ça de bout. Sans honte qu'on yo. Do you know that the United Workers' Party put out an ad either today or yesterday trying to talk about achievements. And all they have to show are the projects that were started, the ones that did not stop, the projects started by the St. Lucia Labour Party. My brothers and sisters, when they came in, there was a budget passed in the Parliament for 2016-2017, a budget in excess of $1 billion. In 2017-2018, they presided over the budgetary process and they passed a budget of more than $1 billion again. And just recently in the Parliament, 2018-2019, a budget in excess of $1 billion. So we can say in the last 3 years, this United Workers' Party administration has had to work with in excess of $3 billion. And we must ask the questions tonight, or that question tonight, what do they have to show for it? Absolutely nothing. The roads are in a deplorable condition. The health facilities of this country are in a dilapidated state. Playing fields are abandoned again. And you heard Brother Musa telling you that the farmers of this country were violated whilst the government is busy presiding over billions of dollars of state resources. My brothers and sisters, that is what we have to deal with. Wastage, wastage, wastage. Un gouvernement qui a seulement gaspillé resources pays et pas rien pour moucher pour ça. And Brother Hille told you, millions of dollars to the Packer Company and Don Lockerbie. To do what? They say to improve modern sporting infrastructure, or to give St. Lucia modern sporting infrastructure. Ek mwen a di en parlement lan, le ou ka pren toutes ces millions là, et ou ka bay en compagnie dehors, le ou savent, la ni set lycéen qui savait même travail là, et que ça fait plimer passer ces gens dehors. Comment yon ka kriye ça? Ou ni pourquoi de l'air, dat gouvernement ka fait ça pour raison qui pas honnête. And as we speak, and as the Packer Company is being engaged for millions of dollars, the likes of Kent Crafton of Grosdile are busy preparing first-class services in the communities of Canries and in Fort Saint-Jacques, and as they have done in Anse-Claret, in the Mabouya Valley, in Vieux-Fort, and all around St. Lucia. But the government prefers to engage a foreign company for millions of dollars. What about the range project? Prime Minister Avini, qui dit qu'il fait go hotel, et qui a partnership epi range. Juste toujours, projet à passer après coup. Et aujourd'hui, cette ici qui a un hôtel, gouvernement cette ici, ni pour approximately $40 million pour buy a company. At the same time, qu'on passe à roger chimé un pays, ou passe à buy pharmacie pour, ou passe à roger l'hôpital et puis health center. Et qu'on a dit, ça c'est un gouvernement qui a travaillé en la théorie, je sais ici. But it had do. And he warned us. He said that a country is supposed to be run like a business. Businesses exist for one reason, and that is to make a profit. Ek le moun ni business, ek ou vini oti yo, ek ou vle bay un business yo, si ou pa ni l'argent, ou ka vie ko ou sorti. Ek c'est ça qui a fait cette ici. Nous avons une situation qu'on paye à taper koui comme business. Et moun qui passe à avoir basic services, that un gouvernement supposé mettre là-bas yo ka souffert. Et c'est gens qui continuent à ni et puis gens dehors, gens étrangers qui continuent à un bénéfice en pays ça. Et le parti a pas ni pièce problème. We have absolutely no misgivings about big business people in St. Lucia. There is a place for big business in St. Lucian society. But it should never be at the expense of those in our midst who cannot fend for themselves. We must have a conscience in governance. We must have a conscience when we sit in government. And we have to be a voice for the voiceless and for those persons who are not able to fend for themselves and who are not able to look after themselves. And it is for that reason we understood, yes, we had to invite foreign investors to come here and to pump money into our economy, to grow our economy and to provide jobs. But we were never going to do it without looking after those persons who need a little help when they wake up in the morning. And it is only a government without a conscience who will call people who rely on the NICE program and people who depend on STEP mendicant. They are not mendicants. Their circumstances in life are different from that of those who are able to look after themselves. But we must spare a thought for them. Because what you will have in this country is a process where the development will be lopsided. Those who have will continue to have more, and those who cannot fend for themselves, as I said, who just will pack on the side API more. That is not in keeping with the philosophy of the Labour Party. That is not what we stand for. That is not what we are about. We are about the people of St. Lucia. And anytime the Labour Party enters the corridors of governance, it must be, as it has always been, people first. The people must always come first. You have a right in this country to decide where you want this country to go. And so, my brothers and sisters, you heard Brother Hilaire. He gave you a list, a very long list of transgressions on the part of the government. But is it okay for us to just sit by? Is it okay to stay within the comfort of our homes and say, well, ça va affecter moi, so many rien pour dire about it? When a country is in trouble, as is the case with St. Lucia today, it is important for all hands to be on deck so that we can save this country for the next generation. This is everybody's business. This is not just the business of Philip J. Pierre and the St. Lucia Labour Party. St. Lucia is at a stage today where it is calling for all the good sons and daughters to come forward to lend a helping hand to save it from this reckless and clueless government. You heard earlier in the week how they boasted and they lied about having expanded the economy by 3%. My brothers and sisters, the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, the CDB, and other international agencies that study the performances of economies in the Caribbean are saying to us that the St. Lucia economy grew somewhere between 0.4 to 0.6%. And the only economy in the Eastern Caribbean that performed worse than St. Lucia was the economy of Dominica. And we all know why. Dominica was hit by two massive hurricanes, Erika and Maria. Pas même la pluie qui blé kwe en cette liste jour ça. So nous pas ça dit c'est hurricane qui fait situation courant. Over $3 billion. The largest cabinet in the history of our country. Endless foreign consultants to advise them. Et vous ka garder moi, et dis moi, là ou ka garder report book tous ces pays là comme si yo c'est maman l'école. Ça c'est report card cette ici. Ça c'est report book là Alan Chasney et puis gouvernement ka mené et dis moun ou ka travail. Yo pas ka honte. Yo pas ka honte. Et c'est pas Lyon. C'est pas Lyon. Because me pas have qui manière uni nom et puis femme at the cabinet who have been in the politics for so long, who claim to be representing the interests of their constituents, can sit in a cabinet, remain silent and allow these things to happen in this country today. My brothers and sisters, that is wrong, and we have to do something about it. And as they continue to give the country away, as they continue to squander our money, ou savent c'est sans hot sala, yo ka tourner en les malheureux pour garder si on sa joindre l'argent pour faire programme gouvernement marché. They are turning on the marginalized and the vulnerable. Which government, where in the world, will on Mother's Day last year go into a city and destroy the trays of single mothers who are trying to make a hustle on a Sunday when the majority of St. Lucians are somewhere resting and having fun? They come out to earn an honest living, and you can tell me that you are going to use state agencies to run them off the streets, take their trays and go and dump it in a location, and you're telling me this is a government with a conscience? And if that was not bad enough, we have a crime situation. And let me say tonight that crime is the easiest political wave to ride. But the St. Lucia Labour Party, not now, not last year, not in previous terms, the St. Lucia Labour Party has never used crime to score cheap political points. But when we were in office, they blamed Kenny Anthony. They blamed La Corbinière. And the Prime Minister today, he said that Kenny Anthony could not solve crime, but he will. And as we speak, almost 150 people have been murdered ever since he came into office. And my brothers and sisters, the figure is too high. The Labour Party wants a St. Lucia where there will be no murder. No murders. But you know what he said? When cornered recently on the crime situation, he made it seem as if the reason for the crime surge and all the problems of society is as a result of single mothers in the country. Can you believe this? There is no group of persons in St. Lucia today who are more hardworking, committed, and dedicated than the single mothers. And when some of the men run away from their responsibilities, they turn their backs on their children, on their wives, and their ladies. The women stay. They mother the children. They father the children. They do all they have to do. They sacrifice themselves for the children. And they wake up in the wee hours. They work their early jobs. They go to the farms. And they are doing this on a principle of honesty and hard work. And all they need from a government is a word of encouragement, a little social program to help the situation. But instead, you will turn around and tell them that they are one of the main reasons for crime and criminality in this country. I am the product of a single parent household, and I'm not ashamed of that. My mother worked hard. My mother had to sweat. And there's so many of us who are in leadership positions today who are not ashamed to tell that story. And we will never, never sit idly by and allow a clueless man, a misfit prime minister, to come and chide single women in the way that he did. That is wrong. And we will stand up against that, my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters, this is the most disrespectful government St. Lucia has ever seen. Every year in a budget, every year in the budget, at least for the 8 years that have been in parliament. Lani yon item budget la, yon ka kriye Constituency Development Program CDP. CDP c'est un programme que gouvernement Taïwan ka bay gouvernement cette ici l'argent comme membre parlement qui fait projet en constituency yo. Là nous t'es un gouvernement yo dernier qui était opposition qui gagne site yo en de bay flambeau t'es ka joindre projet avec moi dou. Le vendredi vini le 7 juin nous ka entrer en the 4e année gouvernement flambeau. And up to a day like today, not one of the 6 elected parliamentarians on the opposition benches has been offered a single project in his constituency. And instead, you know what they do? You can pay supporters party yo and in the constituency. Excel you can try by conduit ce petit travail là. But the place code enough. Brother Hile do, il a fait de constituency. Côté flambeau, pas pour manger yon a l'autre. Because ti bay la yo ka bay la. Yo ka bay yon seul 7 moun ni. Et puis moun fâché. Mais c'est pour te comprendre. Ça pas un gouvernement qui là pour moun qui ont ces différentes communautés. Là vous regardez ces gros l'argent qui a tapé dépensé. Ça c'est l'argent qui a dépensé par les gens étrangers. Un gouvernement qui a un hôtel qui supposé venir payer presque $25 million la pays. Le gouvernement qui a dit ouais, chebe ça garçon pas besoin de payer ça. Et then yo ka pris machine et monter silently aller sur Alpha Louis Community College pour dire maman c'est Alpha that nous ka mener puis l'école monter so that ou ka ni pour payer plus gouvernement pas ni l'argent ou ka bailler l'argent pour étranger et quand même dit ouvre maman l'école mener bagaille monter les nous campagne avant élection 2016 on the eve on the campaign leading up to the 2016 election we said or we made a promise to the young people of this country that we were going to waive CXC fees. This is a government that has education close to its heart. And education is more than just the physical infrastructure. Ce n'est pas building l'école là tout seul, mais ce système-là uni en disant que l'école ça important aussi. Et nous dit, maman n'est pas ni pour payer pour CXC en cette lycée encore. Et le gouvernement a mis des marches en place pour ça. Même là, le gouvernement nous tombé, nous pas gagné élection. Yo vini avec Ochi yo prend même police ça. Puis il enterré tout le monde dans ce pays yo décidé de pas faire. But do you know 2 weeks ago, le gouvernement Simplici a try bénéfice ça fa monter. Gouvernement Dominique a dit Jean Dominique moun pas ni pour payer pour aller college in Dominica. Et nous voulons parler nous ka bost. Et de la kawed pour assis en parlement. Et moi assis de la kawed nous la TV. Ka quitter site nous ka aller dehors. Because laissez pour la ka parler l'autre side là, ou ka fâcher tellement. Ou pas même chaud si la ni ba ou ka veut dire là, ou pas supposé dire là. So de la ka sort dehors. On ni pour sort dehors de là. And so my brothers and sisters, we have to stay the course. We have to continue to believe in men and women who can work in the best interest of all St. Lucians. There will always be a place for foreigners in the development of a small country, but it should never be at the expense of locals. We must find a working formula where the two can coexist. Mais nous pas ni pour continuer qu'à garder foreigners qui conduit pays nous, foreigners qui ont tout bénéfice pays nous, et puis foreigners qui tapent faveur passer cette lycéen en pays nous. The St. Lucia Labour Party is ready for the next elections if they call it tomorrow. And if they decide to call it in 2 years' time, we'll be ready. If they call it next year, we will be ready. and you have to be ready yourselves. Long live the St. Lucia Labour Party. Long live my fellow parliamentarians and executive members. Long live the political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Thank you, brothers and sisters, and enjoy the rest of your meeting. Peace and love.